Brook trout's scientific name is Salvelinus fontinalis. Break that down and it means a char living in springs, not a trout living in springs. The word char is right there in the scientific name, it's just that nobody calls them that, and the common name is stuck for so long that the biology underneath it gets ignored. Chars are genus Salvelinus. Say that 3 times fast. A separate branch of the salmon family from every fish legitimately called a trout. Lake trout are chars, bull trout are chars, Dolly Varden are chars, Arctic char are chars. The Salvelinus lineage diverged from true trout during the Miocene. Brook trout specifically split from the rest of the group roughly 11.4 million years ago. True trout, rainbows, browns, cutthroats, belong to entirely different genera. These 2 groups have been on separate evolutionary tracks for longer than the Rocky Mountains have existed in their current form. The field distinction is visible once you know what to look for. Chars have light spots on a dark background. True trout have dark spots on a light background. Brook trout carry vermiculations on their backs, worm-like marbled patterns found on no true trout. Their sides show red spots surrounded by pale blue halos. Chars spawn in fall, September through November. Rainbow trout spawn in spring. 2 fish sharing the same water, doing completely different things at completely different times a year. Brook trout are native to eastern North America. They were introduced into the Sierra Nevadas in 1871 and were widespread across the western United States by the 1900s. In the West, they function as an invasive species with a documented impact. Native cutthroat trout now occupy roughly 10% of their historic western range, partly from brook trout competition and displacement. Bull trout, a char and a federally threatened one, hybridize with brook trout where the 2 meet. Those hybrids are almost always sterile, removing bull trout from the breeding population 1 generation at a time. Wildlife managers are now deploying what are called Trojan brook trout, lab-produced males carrying 2 Y chromosomes that can only produce male offspring, into invaded streams across Nevada, Idaho, Washington, and Oregon. The goal is to skew the sex ratio until the invasive population collapses on its own. No chemicals required, and the program is active right now. The fish eastern anglers call a brookie and the fish western managers are actively trying to eradicate from native habitat are the same animal, a char, not a trout.